So welcome everyone to the September 25th Festival of Chimes and Lights Committee meeting. We're going to get started right away with lights and decorations. And I do actually have some kind of bad news.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Wow, start off with bad news.
I am. That's all. You always start with the bad news. The bad news is that we won't be doing, or the POPSA will not be doing the special lighting that we've been talking about for months downtown. Because we would have to have permission from the building owners that to use their buildings and that they would accept liability. That has become the issue, and here comes
God, we're such a litigation
who can
country. Oh.
Actually, I know who could. We're just talking about the lights.
The lights.
Yeah. So I'm
The
going to let
Christian lights.
Kathleen take over, but it's something that we were hoping for. But we all knew that there was going to be some tension with this.
Roadblocks.
Yeah.
So.
Have you talked with Mark about when that downtown lighting, the new poles, might be initiated? Would it be in time for next year? I know these things take a long time.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
got
how long
some-
it takes for telephone poles to put in a light pole.
Well, it's because of our downtown issues, period, right now. It's hard to want to invest in any kind of infrastructure when it's going to probably be torn up.
Yeah.
So we don't have that on the docket, but what that does mean, going back to Public Works, is that we're going to try to make use of what we have,
Okay.
the traditional lighting.
The garland.
Yes, whatever we can make use of. And we will, with POPs,
Well,
then go back to the icicle lights.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Well, we can do the garland as usual and just make it work.
Yeah, yep. And we won't give up on this. We'll find a way. Oh, here comes Terry. Let's create a spot for Terry. Okay. Hi, Terry. Thank you. That's a good spot. Yeah. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Have a seat.
Sorry I'm late.
You're good. You're Terry.
Just got too many things going.
Oh, I know how that is, really. Terry, I'm gonna backtrack a second. We were just talking about the lighting downtown and how we've been talking about the special lights for quite a while.
Uh-huh.
It's just not gonna work out.
Oh, it isn't, huh?
No, it's a liability issue, and it's a,
That's too bad.
I know. That doesn't mean we'll give up entirely on it, but we'll get some more time. This year we're gonna go back to the traditional lighting, and we'll go back to garlands, and then the icicle lights down the
Okay.
streets. So it'll still be very nice. But
Last year of that, then.
yeah, we'll just keep working on it. That's not to say that we haven't accomplished a lot this year, because there are a lot of changes here. So one little glitch, but back to scheduling, putting up the lights and the garlands, and
That was just basically, I was just waiting for word to see it.
Go ahead
Because
and
we
do
do
that.
that the week before Thanksgiving.
okay. And then as far as the tree,
Roger Jensen? No, Roger Jensen.
Roger, yeah.
Called me today that it's all set.
It's all set. It was being held up because the guy that operates the equipment to get it was scheduled for surgery during that time.
Oh, no.
And they scheduled it later, so we're all set.
Okay.
And I think you and Roger are gonna go out and pick out a tree.
He's gonna call me back, but yeah.
Yeah.
I told, the one thing that we're gonna be waiting on, and he has to coordinate with everybody involved in that, is what day of that week. And that's totally up to them, whatever day works for them.
Yeah,
We'll make it work for us.
I think Thursday is the day you'd prefer,
Okay.
because you have another work day after that if you get hung up on you setting a tree.
Well, the goal is to have whatever day of the week it's on, have the rest of that week, and then the following week, which is Thanksgiving, we have that
Right.
week.
Right.
And then I think the following Saturday, right, is the show.
It is, yes.
So
yeah.
we have the rest of that week.
Okay.
We did that on purpose because it takes a long time.
Sounds like a good plan.
Right, and if we get storms or anything, we know what happens.
Yeah.
That tree come blow over to Bremerton.
And, you know, I call in sick every time. My arm hurts.
No doubt. And there's a good reason today, too. Oh, those gals from the Midwest don't know their own strength.
Did she just call me a gal from the Midwest?
Yep. Okay, well, we're moving along. That's actually very good. You know, all of that looks and sounds good. We have Gordon Sound on the agenda.
And they did send me a quote, and he said he might require more power this year, so the quote went up a little based on labor cost increases. So I have this.
What's he doing different? He might require more power.
Yeah.
That is a good question. I don't think. Yeah, he says, I want to try something different with this setup this year, but I might require more power. And the quote went up a little based on labor costs, so I'm not sure. But here's the quote, and it's $981 is the total.
Okay.
And so it looks like there was a subtotal of $1,455 with a discount of $555. And then here's kind of a breakdown. I don't know if you want me to get you a copy of this
Yes, I'll
before, but yeah, so it went up a little bit from last year.
How much did it go up? Do you know?
I want to say a little over, I know when he first sent this to me, I looked at it, I want to say a little over 100, 150. And then I did check with Brandy, and Brandy said this is still within our budget. But I'll get a copy of this to you. When we're finished with the meeting.
Okay. All right, and is he scheduled then? Have we scheduled him?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
We're going to wait until after
Wait to
today,
see?
kinda. Yep.
Okay, we'll take a peek at that. Sheila, what is the sound like for you guys?
I was gonna say we come in at 1,000.
You're at
I know
1,000?
you like to stay with Gordon, but I mean everything's already set up. You know, and I know you've explored that before, but I just kind of wanted to mention it again.
Who does
because,
yours?
It's Kelsima Productions. They do a lot over in, well, the whole state. They do stuff everywhere. They do multiple events for us. They have an office over in Seattle and one down in Vancouver, but they do events throughout the whole state.
And
And big events, like, you know.
is this the same one that helped you, did yours last year?
Yeah, this is the same guy that's always done ours. Well, no,
For
the
quite a
first
while.
2 years, yeah.
So he's seen how the setup is down here and everything?
Yeah. So it's just,
Okay.
you know, if you,
Let's talk this week.
okay.
All right, that's what we'll do. We'll figure on these two. Okay. Yep, and then yours is already booked, so he'd be here already too.
Mhm, yeah.
And $1,000.
It's just under 1,000. I want to say it's just about
About the same.
About the same. Yeah. Yeah. So, and he has all of that.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk some more on that one. Okay, good to know. Utility, billing brochures. I saw that you've been talking with her and we'd have a deadline by about the end of next week.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Actually, she was hoping to get them by the end of this week, the end of September, and then that way they can go in for the October and November utility bills.
Right.
So she said as long as by this coming Friday, it should be fine.
Oh, by this Friday?
Yes, yep.
We should be. There's just one or two that we're waiting to hear about, to put in the in-kind sponsorship list.
Okay.
That's all.
Perfect.
So we've got the rest of that moving forward, so I should be able to do that.
Okay. I'll let her, if she asks me, I'll just keep her updated.
Right, and I've got her email address, so I can CC her or you, or just make sure everyone's in the loop on that one.
Definitely, yep.
Okay,
Sounds good.
so we're good on that. It says volunteer updates, but since we're talking about brochures, I'll have this loop into the regular brochure that we're working on right now, and you both have looked at that.
Mhm.
Do you have an update yet, Kathleen, on what you guys are doing for the library?
Yes.
Okay.
So I wanted to look at the overall schedule because we're gonna have Mary Shaver's marrying Nets.
Oh, are you? You're bringing her back?
Yeah, we
Okay.
haven't had her for a long time, so she's gonna do the Elves and the Shoemaker.
Okay.
So we tentatively said 4, but she's flexible on the time, so
Okay, so would that go 4 to
like 4 to 4:45 or so.
4 to 4:45. Okay.
So what time?
We were having in the past when you did your program, we were doing 3:30 to 4 for Miss Surrey with the bell choir.
And then 2 to. Okay.
I
Yeah,
think a
'cause
little earlier
4
would be.
I think that would be better too, because 4, the kids start singing.
Yeah, and you know what? You want a little more time this year because you've got 3 choirs plus the big one.
Yeah.
How much time do we need to get those other 3 choirs? What do you think? We were doing like 20 minutes,
Yeah, and she's got. Well, Marcus has 3 choirs.
right?
Yeah.
Plus Kids Up Community Chorale, which will lead us into the sing-along
Right.
to that.
So I think their time was okay last year because they do that and then they stay on stage, right? And then
Right.
they do this. So that's fine. But then
What time does music start?
4.
4. But we may need to start a little bit earlier if we've got 3 choirs to fit in before.
4 to 4:20. Yeah.
What we did is we kind of combined them right here, but that was not very much time. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, because they just had 2. Last year they had the gold and then they had the blazer choir. But this year she's bringing all 3 choirs. Okay.
We'll work that out. I
Yeah.
think it's going to start at about 3:30.
For music.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do.
Yeah.
We have someone that's trying to get a band. So just FYI, maybe all of this could Ryan is trying
Yeah.
to get those bands. We were going to have one early, starting at about 11:15, trying to get people to come down earlier
Mhm.
instead of waiting until right before the event starts.
Where are they going to be, Sheila?
He's going to get a flatbed truck with a canopy in case it rains. And they were going to be in the marina park, or the marina parking lot, the port parking lot, yeah, is where the flatbed would be. And then we were thinking about having one like toward the end at like 2:30 to kind of, just make it a little more festive, have people stick around, is the point that we were trying to, have people stay so that it kind of flows right into that.
Yeah.
So 2:30 to how long?
Like 3:30 is what we were thinking, because that would get us through.
That would work.
That's
Okay.
kind of
2:30 to 3:30.
Yeah.
And then if the band starts at 3:30, the EPO starts at 3:30.
We could go
That
right
would
in,
work.
or 3 or 3:45 or so.
3:45.
Give a little break.
like if they're already set up. I mean, it could just flow right into
Yeah.
the next thing. Maybe
Okay.
5 minutes, and then they play.
Okay, so let's set them up for 3:45 start.
3:45.
And
And
then
this-
let them just
yeah.
keep running.
Okay. And then this is just. I mean, hopefully it all works out. But that's the plan right now.
So
Okay.
3:45 to like 4:10.
So Sheila, kind of what we're figuring then is your music all stops around 3:30?
Yeah. And I hadn't said anything just because I don't have anything definite yet. Like,
Okay.
it's nothing that you could plan on putting in the brochures right now.
Right.
It's all still in the works.
Okay.
So,
Well, then
but
what's
I mean, if we need to
obviously-
change it, they don't have to play that long. So that's.
Well, what we'll do is up to 3:45 then. If yours was playing up to 3:45 and we had 3:45 start time.
Yeah, so I think we'll start Marcus Whitman at 3:45.
Okay.
They're the ones with the 3 choirs.
Yeah.
So if they go to 4:10, and then we'll have like 4:15.
I just don't want.
They'll just go to
That to mess up.
They'll just go to 4:15, and then I'll start the next one at 4:20.
And then let me know if we need to make other plans.
Okay. I think that works. That's actually really nice.
Yeah.
And what will happen is those are a lot of parents and kids
Mm-hmm.
to get down here early,
Yeah.
and then that'll coordinate with your programs too.
That's good.
Yours is going to be,
And then this will be the same, 4:50. So it'll be 3:45 to 4:15 for Marcus. So that gives him a half hour. And then 4:20 to 4:45 for EPO, because they're just the one choir.
okay. And we said that we would swap them anyway.
Yeah. and then 450 to 510
And then continuing.
for Kids Up Community Chorale.
Okay.
What,
And then
when is
we'll-
that going to print?
Probably about 3, well, it's a 2-week production, Sheila.
Okay.
So I was hoping, just probably the 10 days, October 10th-ish, right in there.
Okay. Well, hopefully I'll know, because I want to get it on our website as soon as
Mhm.
possible.
Well, if you get it
So-
early enough, then it'll go on the,
It'll go on the brochure.
Yes.
Okay. All right, good.
and maybe, Sheila, actually a good place for it would be, thank you everyone for your patience. These details really help. And if we don't coordinate all at once, we miss them. You can
Mhm.
see how that happens.
Do you want them in the Kids at Bank parking lot instead? I mean, as far as setup? Or will it matter?
What we have to think about are the hay rides starting and getting staged. So that's Kiss
Well,
Up.
that's why originally I had thought we would put them at the end, have the flatbed truck closer to the end of the parking lot down there by
I
Western
think that's
Washington
better.
Center of the Arts.
I think that's better to
Okay.
have them down there.
Okay,
By
so I'll
by the
just-
sign,
Yeah, because I think
Yeah,
coming a little
down.
easier down there anyway, and that's where we stage the band later
Okay.
on. But this is where the hay rides get started, so
Right.
I think that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Leave
like
them down there in the
Mm-hmm.
port parking lot.
What?
And Sheila,
The band.
we've got
Or-
space in
yeah.
here.
Oh, okay.
So this is where we list all your, what's going on, your
Okay.
schedule, and I think that would be a really good place.
To add in, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet with Ryan either tonight or Thursday, so I'll see if he can't really get these guys
Okay,
to commit.
very good.
So
yeah,
this is gonna be a pine cone gnome ornament.
A pine cone?
Pine
Pine cone
cone.
or gnome?
No, it's a pine cone gnome.
Oh, it's a pine cone gnome.
Yes.
Say that really quickly, everybody. Everyone
Sound
here.
like those-
A pine cone
It's
gnome.
a
Pine cone.
pine
Cone gnome. Oh my gosh.
I'll show you. There's so
I bet they're
So-
wonderful, but saying them is tricky.
they're adorable.
I want to make one.
Yeah, you're gonna want to when you see how cute they are.
Cindy, what time will the band be at the bank? You were talking about at the in front of Kiss That Bank?
They're so cute.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Here's a
Um,
pine cone.
The band, Sheila was talking about 2:30 to 3:30.
Okay.
And then
Oh, I'm sorry.
she was also talking about early on.
Oh, no. it was-
Sheila,
You-
I'm trying to multitask here.
Midwest,
You asked me last month if things were gonna do anything,
yeah,
and we're planning on setting up at
That's
the
cute.
bank right in front of the
yes, the sign, right?
So we got electricity for cookies and
Yes.
coffee and stuff. Okay.
No problem with that. And you
Okay.
know what? Sheila's not going to even have the band there.
Yeah.
She's going to have it on a flatbed truck, which will be over in the parking lot. So there won't be any
Oh,
problem
okay.
with you
Yeah.
doing that, Terry.
Okay.
No.
That's a good thing. That works. And you guys are going to do it this year then?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
good. Okay.
Nice.
That is very nice. And I have, let's see, the seat set up right here. Last year you did 4:30 to 6 o'clock. You provided cookies, coffee, and candy canes. And your location was the Kitsap Bank sign. Is that the same
Yep.
one, Terry?
Yep, that's,
Yay, another thing on
Perfect.
the list. I loves it. Okay, great. Well, this is a lot.
Yeah, they
A
just
lot of
have the
coordination.
one thing to coordinate though.
What?
Last year,
Oh,
the
yeah.
tent for the choirs.
Oh, yes.
That was a disaster. So we have to work that out this year. We have to figure out what we're doing.
How are
Because
you-
it didn't get put away, or
It
what was the
didn't
deal?
It
It didn't get
remember
moved?
this? It was like it was gonna go from
From over there.
Jingle Bell over Jingle Bell. It's the
The 10 by 10 one?
the 10 by 20.
Oh, 10
Oh,
by
the
20.
10 by
It's
20.
the chambers, right?
Okay.
10 by 20, and it was gonna go from the Jingle Bell registration over across the street to City Hall to be over the choirs.
Right.
But then it just wasn't really happening, and it was super windy. And then, did you help with that, Bill, in the end? I know, like, Public Works,
think
you
I
guys
helped
didn't,
take
you guys
it
didn't know
down.
about it, and so
Yeah.
then, like, a couple of kids from WYA had already left, and so a couple of those kids that were doing community service volunteering, remember those kids?
Right.
They helped, and I was helping, and then, I can't remember, was Dennis working that day?
I think everybody.
Okay.
Dennis might have come and helped, but he was like, this isn't on the schedule, we don't know anything about this. So it was like, but then taking it across the street was like, it became like a wind sale, and it
Okay.
was like,
So do we not want to try to plan that again? Or,
we need a tent for the choirs
really
for
do.
sure.
and do you need a 10 by 20?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
They were squashed.
Yeah.
And what prevented it from going across the street?
The wind mostly.
Well,
Well,
just,
and it doesn't sound like the volunteers that I had
Yeah.
asked stayed and did.
yeah.
Okay.
You have to have 8 people to hold each
Yeah.
leg. and
Yeah.
Toddle
Right,
across the
yeah.
street.
And then sandbag it down, and you know, because the weather can be terrible.
And it's one of those heavier tents.
Yeah, it's like a weird.
Thicker.
It's like a weird one. It's like
Vinyl.
constructed with those poles, so
Yeah.
it
It's
kind of
got
has
a
a
lot of
tendency to
holes.
fall
Lots of
apart.
And doesn't it have concrete things?
You know
it
what?
anchors into?
I'm probably going to rent a 10 by 20 this year
For
Oh, you
where?
are.
from that other place.
Picked up event rentals.
No, they don't work that time of year. Remember, I had to get it from the guy up in Poulsbo last year.
And you were
Um,
using the Chambers tent
the
last year?
Chambers-
So maybe we could use the Chambers tent, is kind of what you're saying?
Or I was just going to say, I mean, that thing is really complicated to put up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really, really.
It's
I
very-
put up for Taste of Port Orchard.
If I got a 10 by 20
Yeah.
from
It's
the
not
rental
quickie.
place,
It would be easier to
it's
move.
easier to move than the other kind, don't you think? Because of the
But
structure?
but they usually have a thing that you sign that says you can't move it. Like,
Yeah.
Well, but if I talk to them ahead of time.
I mean, do we have money in the budget to rent a 10 by 20 too for the choirs,
What does that cost?
or a 10 by 30?
A 10 by
What's the
30.
cost of it?
I just got a quote for a 10 by 30 from Kids Up Event Rentals for Halloween, which was $500.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, they're expensive. And they're working on Halloween, but they won't do
This
the
is
Jingle
their-
Bell Run?
Well, I think it's a new owner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is the first time he said this is the first time I've ever done an event at that time.
Do you remember the name?
I have
Okay.
it.
I'll
I
call
have it in
them
my
again.
voicemail.
Well, if it's a new owner, then maybe they'll do us again this year.
They might.
And I won't have to go to Poulsbo.
What's the company?
So, if it were a different tent, this whole process would be a lot easier?
Yes.
Is that
Yes,
what you're saying?
Yes. You want us to check into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sheila, so if you were to get, let's just say we looked into a 10 by 30,
Okay.
and you're saying about $500,
Yeah.
perhaps we could split the cost.
Okay.
That could work, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Because
But
they usually don't pick it up.
Because
Like-
we would have it in our budget then, if
Monday.
that works.
Yeah. They put it up on Friday and take it down on Monday.
yeah,
That's
but
what we
the
did
10 by
last year.
30 that we got from Kids Up Event Rentals for the art and antique fair
Yeah.
was not movable. I mean,
Oh,
it's
it
got a
wasn't?
big
Wasn't?
metal, like it's heavy, and then they
Oh.
stake it down with like, I mean, it's.
That extra 10 feet probably does make it.
Oh, I'm sure. It'd be better for the choir to have the 10 by 30, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
But what if we had to go with a 10 by 20?
We have before, that's what we've used before.
A 10 by 30 and it was 500? Because that 20 by,
It had 3 sides. It has 3, the one that I got the quote for has 3 sides.
oh, okay.
Well,
And
let's
those
work
are
that
always,
out
like,
this week.
extra.
Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
But if need be, if we split the cost with you, if they charged a little bit more for us to share, whatever,
Okay.
as long as we can move it easily.
Okay.
Where
We'll coordinate.
where
Okay.
are we planning on putting it out there? Right, which side of the tree?
We've done both sides. I don't know which side is easier.
With the 30 footer?
With the 20.
Okay. That's a priority. We'll work that out. But we do need cover. You can see that. There's a little keyboard person.
Oh my gosh.
There's just
Yeah.
all the things. The water goes in. She's just brushing it off. You know, the poor one.
Yeah,
They have such good attitudes.
They do.
Well, you see the band members, the tuba.
And then this big spout of water comes out every year. They're so faithful, you know. You'd think that they'd be wrecking their instruments, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, the keyboard, yeah.
Oh, they keep playing. Bless them all. Well, yeah, we'll work out that, and we'll let the choirs know their schedule. But I think that new starting time is really
I think
good.
that's good, yeah.
And how cool to have music.
Yeah, if it all works out.
Mhm.
That's what I
Right.
was thinking. It could just, if people stuck around to listen to the band that's playing, and then they just stuck around for
Mhm.
Chimes and Lights,
And then
which is
what
kind of
time-
what we've been trying to do this
Right.
whole time, is get people to stay.
Yeah, what time do the hayrides start?
Here I can start at
It's like 4, right? 4, 4:30?
Yeah, I think it's right around 4. 4 to 7:30.
Okay, yeah, so that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the dance performances are 4:15 to 5. Okay. Well, this is all sounding good. One thing I need to do, please, Jean, is double check with all the church volunteers. Have you done that?
I got a couple, yes.
Okay.
So, the I'm going to say this wrong, Cavalry Church,
Uh-huh.
so they are good to go. The
Okay.
same as last year, the same as the Heritage Church, they're good to go. I
Okay.
emailed Kids at Bank, I just haven't heard back, so I'll do a follow-up this week with them.
Oh, and I've also contacted them because
Oh.
I need some artwork from them too.
Okay,
Okay. So we covered that really well. Okay.
And then there was the Knights of Pythias. The phone number that we have listed, when I called it, it actually was a different business. And I double checked, it was the same number that we had last year. So I don't know if anybody has any contact information for the Knights of Pythias. I tried Googling it, but I didn't come up with anything. And that's all we had was a phone number. We didn't have an email. We do have a name, but that phone number apparently is not with this organization.
I might be able to find out.
Okay, you just, get back to me. Perfect. I have them in.
Okay. Wonderful.
And then, so there, I know I had talked to you also, so I got 2 calls. Well, you had given me contact information of a local church who was interested in putting in some help with the Chimes and Lights, but what it was they were having an event at their church and they wanted us to publish it. And so I did call her back and, say, unfortunately, at this time, we're not able to do that. However, let us know if you're interested in volunteering during the event, down at Chimes and Lights. I did say they could attend today's meeting as well, but I haven't heard back yet, so I'll let you know if I hear back.
Right.
And then I also got a call from Amy, who's the store manager of Sleep Number in Silverdale. She had called because she had wanted to set up a tent during the event and have brochures and bring in a bed. And so I did let her know if the same, this.
Can it be a 10 by 20?
If she'd like to be a sponsor for the Jigaboo
There we
Run,
go.
she could set up a tent and be of that,
Oh gosh.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
It's taken care
Tell
of.
her just to write me a check.
Location, too.
Oh, the bed will be way back in the corner.
That's too funny. And so kind of the same thing, kind of let her know what the Chimes and Light event was, and she was also talking about a parade, but I let her know, we have a Pooch and Purr that's, with, someone else is part of Chimes and Lights, so she had said they would still like to volunteer for the Chimes and Lights, not bring their information, but she wants to know if there's anything that the committee would like her
Oh,
to
they'll have their
volunteer
brochures.
for.
They'll have Sleep Number shirts on and hats.
Well, I think probably she could help move a 10 by 20 tent across the street.
have a job for her.
We're looking for volunteers.
Yeah, so she said she would, like to still volunteer, but she just doesn't know if there's anything in particular that they could volunteer for. So she won't know if the committee had any suggestions for them.
Well, not yet, but I know fire pits are always an issue. Now, if
Speaking of fire pits,
Oh, so go for it.
Sharon, so I had emailed the agenda on Friday, and so Sharon responded that she wasn't going to be able to come in today. She's still in Leavenworth. I did talk to Al, and he won't be there. He said someone will have to get and haul hay. He is talking to someone about hauling the fireplace pits. One of our board members will get them all going. He just doesn't have a way to haul them. Also, Santa will have to be in a chair this year at the gazebo. So there's just a whole bunch of different
Oh no,
things
no
from
sleigh?
sharing. So
What's
I'm
wrong
not
with the
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah.
Oh, Santa needs a sleigh.
Why is it?
Whose sleigh is it?
Al's.
Oh.
I'll call him.
Okay.
Is he
You know-
mad at us or something?
Well, you know what? It seems that there's an issue, we're just hearing, with hauling. We need to haul the fire pits, we can use them. And I imagine that's part of the problem with the sleigh. Perhaps
Okay.
Al doesn't have the means to haul something, or, I know he's been having some physical issues, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
he hasn't been feeling very well, I don't
Yeah,
Do you want me to forward you this email?
yeah.
Is
You know
that-
what?
Okay.
Maybe he
Yeah.
would allow us to make use of the sleigh if we could safely transport it. And I'm not sure about that. I can touch base with him to get a better
Okay.
idea of if there's an
Was
issue, or
it-
maybe it's being
yeah.
used elsewhere or something, we don't know.
Okay.
But it would be nice, and a chair down at the gazebo. would,
Can't just be like a folding chair. It has to
No.
be a
No,
Santa
and-
Claus chair.
Well,
Yeah.
we have a new Santa this year also.
Oh, what?
What's going on?
Well, this Santa, our beloved Dennis,
Yeah.
is volunteering for somebody else who has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do a
okay.
Coke commercial or something. He's
Okay.
just the right Santa.
Wow.
Not Dennis, but he's volunteering. They have these levels of Santa.
Mhm.
These are like the upper echelon Santas.
How do you get promoted?
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, so our beloved Dennis won't be able to make it. So we have a new volunteer this year, and this Santa is a little.
More Santa Clausy?
So we
Whoa.
are gonna. I mean, we can't just have a folding chair. Probably is what I'm saying, but we will have to look into what we can do. Yes, you.
Daryl used to always go to like St. Vincent's or Goodwill and borrow. A lot of times at that time of year, they'll have
A Santa chair?
upholstered, yeah, they'll have the big wingback chairs sometimes. And that's where he used to always go, and he would borrow it, and they would let him have it for when we would have Santa, breakfast with Santa
Uh-huh.
at Moondogs. And then we would just take it back to St. Vincent's or wherever we got it
Do
from.
they sell them or do they use them as props?
Oh no, they're
It was for
usually
sale.
yeah, they're usually for sale, and it's just something that they used to let Daryl borrow it.
Oh, I see.
He would just go in and
okay,
find
it wasn't
one
a special
and-
chair. It was
No.
an actual piece
Yeah.
of furniture.
Yeah, that they were selling.
The plaid one with the
Yeah,
rocker.
well,
Yeah.
there were a couple of years where we would cover it with a really pretty like
Sure.
Afghan or something,
Mhm,
to make it look more Christmassy. But that's
So we
just a
could set up
thought.
a little home scene. I mean,
Yeah.
we have plenty of resources to make it cozy. It's just that the sleigh has been a tradition, and it would be lovely if we could get it back.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. Well, we're not. It's not a done deal yet. We'll find out.
Do we have a business card?
No, and we have it for quite a while.
Oh, we haven't?
Oh.
No, we haven't.
Oh.
Mrs. Claus stepped down several years ago, I think. It's been at least maybe almost 4 years.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't doing very well. She wasn't feeling very well. So she wasn't able to do that. So we've only had Santa these last 3 years or so.
She's staying home with the elves.
No, we've had the elves. You just can't see them. Well, actually, she
Yeah, I got the elves.
We used to have a lot of elves, and she stole them.
They came to work for me.
And there was a great big one down there too. People are after with a fly swatter.
They must be union.
Oh dear. Speaking of elves, this is how this conversation is going today. So the movie this year is Elf.
Yay!
Yes. And thank you, Dragonfly, and Nicholas is going to be running them again. A little different times. He's starting earlier. He had some
Yeah.
problems with collisions.
He said that there were just too many people trying to get into the movies.
Too many.
Wow.
So we start at
mad.
11:30 and go to 7, and there's a lot of showings.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? It
Good.
really is neat. So bless him, huh?
Yeah.
Great.
That's good to hear.
man. How nice. So we'll have that again. So really there's a lot falling in place. We just have a few little bugaboos, but I saw that you had something else to
I'm
say.
sorry. Excuse me. So on Friday,
Uh-huh.
Matt with the chamber. Matt with the chamber said they are not doing a pooch and purr parade.
What, that was said last year also. So, but is the Kitsap Humane Society doing it?
He said someone should get a hold of the Humane Society and find out if they're going to be doing it, but the chamber will not.
All right. So we were told that last year, and then the Humane Society did have.
Well, the chamber kind of coordinated.
There
The
was some
Humane
snafu
Society,
what the
right?
Humane Society charged for the
Well, that was
entry.
2 years ago.
Right, but
Okay.
they did last year too.
Oh, they did last
Yeah.
year too?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that happened again.
Yeah.
It did.
So they won't do it if they can't make money off it as a fundraiser.
So we need to find a new organization to take on the pooch and purr.
Or find a sponsor to pay the Humane Society to do it.
How much is it? I mean, when they were collecting,
Well,
what did they even
I think
collect?
it was like $5 or $10 per entry.
And they had about 10 to 20 entries.
Probably. It would probably be like
So it's $100.
$250 or something, or $200. I'm guessing they would do it for that. But I don't know if anybody's ever, if they even think that it's on their radar, you know?
I know that they were asking for a can of food or something to do, and
Yeah.
and then this something, but that was separate from us, and so we weren't even. I mean,
Okay.
there have been some, yeah. Okay, so we'll reach out and find out if they're thinking about that.
I
Shelley, do you
wonder-
have an idea of anyone who would be interested in maybe?
I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I am sure I could come up with somebody.
I wonder if Cookies.
Or, yeah, I mean,
that's-
Stan
yeah.
and Cookies would be
Yeah.
interested. I mean, they might be. They're
Yeah.
members of POBSA.
Or Woodside,
Yeah.
Or a combination.
or Kitsap Vet Hospital, or I bet Woodside would do it. That's who I immediately thought of.
Because you know what? If we have that information prior
Yeah.
to,
Oh,
we could do an acknowledgement section in here to the, whoever volunteered to put that on.
I have to talk to them. I'm actually going in one day this week. Do you want me to just ask Woodside?
Yes.
or-
Do we need to talk to Kitsap Humane Society first?
I could.
You know, I think
Yeah.
you're a logical one to do
I could
this.
do that. I can talk to Kids Up
Okay.
Humane Society.
I don't want to have any bad blood
And
or
then
anything.
see if they would do it if like Cookies sponsored it or something, or if Woodside sponsored it.
Okay.
And then what they need to make off of it, and then we can talk to sponsors.
Okay.
Well, if Woodside is sponsoring it,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be making anything but the sponsorship money, right?
Right.
That-
Yeah.
that's what
See,
you
then
mean.
they wouldn't
Okay.
have to charge the fee because they would be getting a sponsor, so it would be free for the people. But
Okay.
And, you know, I don't think it would hurt to ask people to bring a donation of pet food or something. That,
well, that's fine.
Yeah.
that is neat, actually. That makes sense for homeless dogs.
Okay.
So, or kitties, I mean,
yeah.
I'm not discriminating. Parrots too, for that matter.
Rabbits, mice.
And iguanas.
Cats' lives matter too.
Oh, this is a great meeting today, everyone.
Oh.
Okay, so, great. Kathleen will take care of contacting them. We'll see if we can find somebody else who could sponsor it. It is a wonderful
It's awesome.
addition,
Yeah.
Yeah.
isn't
Really
it?
sad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to have that.
Yeah.
A different Santa and a sleigh.
Calm down, you. You're the one who stole all the elves, so you have nothing to complain about.
Listen, you go on.
All right, so we'll check on the pet parade. We'll try to find some way to get that put on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I do know that the Kitsap Humane Society knows how to do it though, because they've done it 2
Mhm.
years, right?
Yes.
So they wouldn't need any help from an outside organization.
No.
Mm-mm.
They would just need the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get like $5,000 in sponsorship for the, for the Pooch and Burger. Everybody wants to sponsor.
Well, if they'll do it, let me know.
Okay.
All right, we'll get that figured out this week too. that's on our list. Okay, is there anything else? Volunteer updates. I don't know exactly what that means.
Oh, I just put that on there about the, like the churches and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
contacting and just giving you an
Yes,
update
okay,
on
exactly.
what was going on.
And pops up. As far as the Bay Street Association, there's going to be the coloring
Mhm.
going on
Coloring
and the
contest.
decorating,
Mhm.
so we can still acknowledge pops up. Everything is good there. The Chamber of Commerce, are they doing anything that you know of for
That I
Chimes
know
and
of.
Lights or?
Not that
Okay,
I'm
I'll
aware.
check with Matt too on that. If they want to help move the tent or something.
Yeah,
On Public Works end, the only thing I need to know is Brad Page
Disco.
is
Mhm.
going to set the tree for us.
Yes.
So when the date gets picked for the tree, I'm sure Roger will let me know, but I need to know that date so I can tell him in plenty of time.
That's right, because he has the lifting equipment and all of that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're thinking, Terry, what you're thinking is the Thursday before Thanksgiving would be one of the best times, right? Does that seem right, Terry? Thursday before Thanksgiving? Let me check here. Let's see, November. Thanksgiving is the 23rd,
So that week before.
the 16th. Terry, do you think that sounds good? On the-
I'm sure it's workable.
Yeah? The 16th?
16th, okay.
It could be any day that week. I'm just saying.
Okay,
It could be any day that
so
week.
Okay.
the reason we really need to know is to let Brad know.
Yeah.
And he's bringing the big equipment.
He's
Okay.
he'll meet us here with the crane, the lift.
Okay, good. I was gonna ask about Brad's participation, but for sure he's in on it. He's good.
I talked to him right after the last meeting, I believe,
Okay,
and he said he's in.
okay. I think that's it for this meeting. That's a lot. We've got a lot accomplished and
I
it's
need
really
to-
moving along well.
I need to confirm what time the fire truck needs to be
Oh,
at
Terry, thank
the
you.
boat launch.
Yes, we start setting everything up. Santa is going to be coming a little after 5,
Okay.
so
I want the
probably,
truck there before that then.
well, the usual time,
Truck that we're gonna
we've
sit
got the
down
very
there.
same schedule as last year, and I think
was
that
thinking
getting
we're
it there by 5 is really
Boat launch,
perfect.
parking lot where you guys
Okay.
are. Probably-
Whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
They're,
Or we could just carry stuff.
the
over there.
unit they're using is the one they're using for the Santa runs that night, so they'll be all
Oh.
ready to go. So they'll do you and then they'll go on and do a section of the town afterwards.
Okay, is that okay then, to have it
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Okay, probably
Okay.
arriving anytime between 4:30 and 5
Okay,
is probably, then it's all in place and we can position it well. Because the band then will be arriving after that.
okay.
And they take up so much space, so having fire truck all set is not a bad idea. We probably have to show the new Santa how to hold on.
Yeah, don't let him fall off.
How much space is there in the back of that truck? Is it a pretty big space where the Santa was hanging on to? Do you remember?
No, we can't ride the tailboard anymore.
Oh,
It's
okay.
against the law. But I think
Was he inside the truck then?
if we've got 2 trucks that have a outside area behind the cab.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he was.
And
It seems like he's
If
like,
if that truck's still in service, we'll try to bring that one.
Okay. That would be great.
it's like a platform.
Yeah.
A pretty good.
We're not sure, we've got 6 new trucks this year and
Oh my
they're
goodness.
just starting to get them out to the stations and then the existing trucks go down to the older stations.
Okay,
And that's where the volunteers have it.
okay.
And so I'm not sure what they'll end up with for a truck right this state.
Well, Santa he'll make do.
We'll figure something out.
Okay, I know we always do. Well, I think this has been great. Thank you everyone so much. Unless there's anything else?
Did you want to schedule something for next month?
Yes, that's for them. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It's getting to a point now where probably 2 meetings per month for October. Does that seem good or is that too soon? Feel comfortable with
I
that?
think it's fine.
Hmm?
It's gonna be here before we know it.
Yeah.
I know, I know. Well, at first glance, I would almost, well, it's Columbus Day is the 9th. Okay, maybe the 16th and the 30th, tentatively speaking. And if for some reason we don't need the meeting on the 30th or the 16th, we'll let everyone know. But this really was huge in coordinating the schedule. Okay,
Same time.
yes, please. Same room.
16th of October and 30th, you say?
Yes, please. And just kind of watch for Janine's email. We'll let you know if we don't think we have enough for a meeting, one of those 2 times. But I think it's not a bad idea. And then what we'll do is we'll work on getting these materials and the ads all set up. And then the next thing we'll be doing is getting posters out and the brochures. And then all of the utility billing will have the flyers in it with all the information.
So what time was the Preacher Bird Parade last year?
Okay, that was. It's not on the schedule because.
Oh, that's right, you didn't promote it, that's
What
right.
we did is we had it in,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not on the map and it wasn't anywhere?
no. Yeah. I can look to see.
It was like 5 o'clock,
The winter is right
right?
before the tree lighting. See, it would be better if that was during the day because you can't really see the pets with the hotel room.
Let's go back a couple of years here, take a peek. Yes. Okay, so the registration started at 4 and it was
Mhm.
until 4:30 at the Kitsap Bank drive-through. And then the parade was actually 4:30 to 5.
That's
Okay.
dark.
I know.
getting dark.
It
Yeah,
is
let's
dark.
do it.
then.
It's really dark, yeah.
And you know what? I remember they said one of the reasons to have it this late is because the animals actually get so cold.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't want to go home. They didn't have enough time to take them home.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
So it's
you know-
closer to the
Tree lighting.
tree lighting
Right.
and all of that.
And then right
Oh.
after the tree lighting and the announcements, then they
leave.
leave. So, because the little dogs and stuff were
Yeah.
shivering away.
Mhm.
There were some really drenched animals,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
It's
Yeah.
a shame we don't have some sort of inside place where they could prance about.
In the future, I'm sure we will actually. Yes. Right around, right with all the owls. So we need some furniture down there. And Sheila's got to share her elves.
I got some elves that I can share.
Well, thank you very much for coming and see you in a few weeks. We'll let you know if for some reason we don't need one of those 2 meetings in October.